Today we're issuing our latest report on the Irish residential market. So to begin with, if we look at price performance, overall the market has moderated quite significantly in the first 3 months of this year. So we saw price growth of 0.2% in the opening 3 months, and this compares to 2.1% in the same period last year. It's quite a notable slowdown. This moderation began around the summer of 2018, has continued right the way through the last 9 months. In Dublin, prices have remained very flat in the first 3 months, and this will compare to growth in the first 3 months of 2017 of about 2.3%, so quite a notable slowdown there. Similar performance in the other regional centres. Cork and Galway saw growth of about 0.3, so very, very modest. Limerick a little bit higher at 1.3. Also, I think the geopolitical situation is having an influence. People are pausing, they're taking their time, they're not rushing into decisions, so that is influencing market transactions, particularly at the middle to upper end. We have seen an increase in the number of new home sales, but that doesn't seem to be influencing price quite as much as the geopolitical situation and in particular the mortgage market. Today we are also releasing our latest analysis on transactions, which shows that there were 53,900 transactions in Ireland over the course of 2018, which is a modest uplift on the year before, of which 17,500 transactions occurred in Dublin. Now, if you look at what caused that modest growth in transactions, it really is the new home sector. So we saw a 16% uplift across the country, a 20% uplift in Dublin. And this really points to the success of the Help to Buy scheme. Of all those sales that closed last year, over 87% of them were less than 500,000 in value. This just points to the success of the Help to Buy scheme in delivering much needed starter homes. And it does illustrate the need to extend that beyond its expiry date at the end of this year. We really want to see that Help to Buy benefiting stock completions in Cork, Limerick and Galway across the rest of the country. Finally, if you look at the profile of people buying and selling in the marketplace, we're still seeing that outflow of investors. Investors represent about 16% of all purchasers, but 33% of all vendors. So really we're still seeing 2 for 1 in terms of that outflow of investors. And this is continuing to negatively impact the letting sector and is probably one of the biggest challenges we have for the residential market overall. So in summary, we are seeing an uplift in supply and an uplift in activity, but really not enough as yet. And more measures need to be put in place, first of all, to ensure that we continue to deliver starter homes in much needed locations around the country, and secondly, that we stop this outflow of investors if we are to maintain competitiveness in the rental sector.
Q1 2019 has been reasonably positive from a new homes perspective. We have a 4-city strategy across Cork, Galway, Limerick and Dublin to include Meath, Kildare and Wicklow. We've secured just under 600 sales year to date. Over 80% of our transactions are under 500,000, with a very significant proportion under 400,000. We're seeing a high proportion of first-time buyers. The Help to Buy scheme is incredibly important to those purchasers, and we would really like to see that being extended. Given our position in the marketplace, we're encouraged by the first quarter's activity. However, we really need some clarity around the future, and I suppose the likes of an extension to Help to Buy would be incredibly important.
The Galway residential market has improved very well since 2013 with the improvement in the economy. Year on year, it has shown high single-digit growth between 5 and 8%. Typical house values in Galway range per profile of purchasers. For first-time buyers, they will range between 200,000 and 350,000. For mid-range properties, the values would be from 350 up to about 700,000. And for upper-end properties, the values range from 700 up to 3 million, but typically 700 to 1.5 million. The new homes market is about to re-emerge in the Galway city area, both on the east and western suburbs of the city. On the east side in areas like Roscommon and Oranmore in particular, and on the western suburbs in areas like Knocknacarra and Barna. The supply of new homes is about to increase manyfold in the next 18 to 24 months. Galway City is a great place to live. It's full of life, full of culture, full of the arts. People really want to come and live here. We're already beginning to see a Brexit dividend.